Testing. Adjust that down some, get the squeal out of there.
Welcome to another Pollard's #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the play-by-play of tonight's Lumberjack football game. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now we'll send it out to the field where Tim Parrish is waiting with the pregame show. And as always, go Lumberjack!
Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as we experience some technical difficulties, but we have gotten, I think, things mostly worked out. It is homecoming night here in St. Mary's. Lumberjack football team hosting the Timberlake Tigers in non-league action. And again, having some technical difficulties, but we think we've got things worked out. So we hope that everything continues to stay smooth here this evening from here on out. Hey, it's not a homecoming night without a few snafus. I just don't want them to be on our side of things. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're late getting things going. We're going to jump into our coach's interview with head coach Hayden Humphrey. And it's time for our coach's interview with head coach Hayden Humphrey as the Lumberjacks get set to take on the Timberlake Tigers, or the White Tigers. But first, last week, had another tough game against a pretty quality opponent with Moscow. The score, I don't think, reflects really the effort and the way that game actually turned out. I think we left probably 21 points at least on the field with as many times as I think we had three times inside their 5 and couldn't punch it in.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that game last week?
That's another tough one that we dropped. Offensively, again, we moved the ball. Same thing as we said, we've got to get points on in the red zone. Missing some of our running backs, it hurt the running game a lot. We didn't want to overload on just 1 or 2 guys without a rotation there. We were kind of hesitant with our running game. Probably should have went to it a little bit more, but the game script and the way it was going, we kind of had to start throwing to try and keep us in there. I'm happy with how the boys played. I mean, they played tough. Moscow is a good team. I mean, defensively, they adjusted very well. They planned for us very well. They took away a lot of things that we like to do. I was happy to see that we could still move the ball, even though some things that we thought they were going to be there weren't. We still were okay. But I mean, yeah, it's one that we'd like to have back. We'd like to have that one back, not missing 3 starters. But, that's football. That's the way the season goes, and just on to next week.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like you said, missing a few pieces last week. How are you health-wise this week?
Health-wise, I think we're back. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're like every other team in the state. We're dinged up. We got
middle of the season.
Yeah, we've got some injuries here and there that kids are fighting through, but for the most part, we're back. We've got Caden Morris and Zach Soutner back. That's huge on both sides of the ball. We got Marcus Speakman back. That's huge on both sides of the ball. So I mean, getting those 3 guys back is going to be really nice for us. And we got some guys they're starting to get a little healthier, but we're definitely looking forward to this bye week. We got to get through this week, get us to the bye week, so we can get these guys close to 100% again.
That's what I was going to say. I think 1 or 2 teams in our league have already had their bye week. And from a coaching standpoint, I would just have to imagine you'd prefer to have that bye week mid to late season, just because you can get some.
I think where our bye week is a really good spot.
Let me see. I know our player of the game and newspaper player of the game for player of the week and stuff. Who stood out to you on offense and defense against Moscow?
Defensively, Cody Mitchell. I mean, he was all over the place. The kid played out of his mind. I think he had 11 and something tackles, quite a few tackles for loss, fumble recovery. He was just everywhere. Offensively, we had a few different guys that really stepped up there. We had Isaiah Gustav really stepped up when they were taking away some of our other stuff, and he really had a great game.
Had another kick return for a touchdown.
That was huge. Back-to-back games for that. That's always nice. Jackson Harold had a good game. I know he had that one fumble right there in the beginning, but I mean, that's football. That's going to happen. But he recovered. He had a good game and had some big catches for us. Grayson DeLong had another good game. I mean, Aiden Yearout, he had a good game. They were just keyed on him, and I did not have the subs for him, so I didn't want to wear him into the ground too much because we needed him on both sides there.
Didn't want to get him beat up.
Yep.
All right, we're talking with head coach Hayden Humphrey for Lumberjack football. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about the Timberlake Tigers a little bit.
It's not just saving. It's preparing your kids for college, owning your tomorrow, and saying yes to that home, trip, or the next chapter. At P1FCU, we believe saving should work as hard as you do because every dollar you set aside is a step toward freedom. We're not just your credit union. We're your future's biggest fan. Explore better banking with P1FCU. Learn more at p1fcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
And we're back. We're talking with head coach Hayden Humphrey. You've got the Timberlake Tigers coming in tonight. They're a team that's pretty tough sometimes, historically a run-heavy team. I guess is it a wing tee that they run?
Yeah, it looks like a wing. It's a little different from what I faced in high school.
Yeah.
It's a little different from what I've seen in the past. It's a little more spread-style wing tee. Still very much a wing tee, but they do go into some spread formations with it and kind of space it out a little bit more. But kind of same philosophy from what I've noticed. Discipline is going to be discipline on defense. Discipline.
Yeah, they use multiple multiple running backs and backfield.
Yes, they do.
With their hand
a lot of eye candy in the backfield. We got to stay home.
So what do you know about them? I mean, you mentioned, the run heavy, they do spread it out a little bit, but anything else?
From previous years, it seems like they throw a little bit more than they used to. Their quarterback has a pretty good arm. He's very elusive, can get out of the pocket and make you pay either with speed or through the air. This is a game as a former defensive back that I always hated because you either are going to get pulling guards coming at you and you're going to have to make a business decision, or you're going to fall asleep and then they're going to run a bootleg off onto your side. And you thought it was a run play and your wide receiver could be wide open. So, if we can go out there and we can tackle and we stay disciplined and stay home, I think we'll be okay. Tackling is going to be huge, and like we told all the boys, we have to stop the run game. If they get us with the pass and they start opening up passing on us, we can adjust from there and we can make changes, but we have to stop the run game.
All right, what do you want to see out of Lumberjacks tonight?
I'd like to see a more complete game on offense. I would really like to see that we don't leave any points on the board. We get into scoring territory, I want to score. I don't want to have whoopsies or whatever it is in the red zone, whether that's turnovers or just we don't execute. I would like to see finishing drives off and putting points on the board. Defensively, we've moved a few guys around here and there to see how they step into their new roles and see how they do. Tackling, I would really like to see a tackling improvement. It was a big focus this week. I'd like to see a few turnovers, see if we can start causing a few turnovers. We really help our offense and our defense both. We can get people off the field from turnovers and everything.
I think statistically we're just about even. I think we're -1 in turnovers.
I think we're just about there, but we need to cause some more turnovers to help a lot.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for talking to us. You got any last words for fans out there?
I'll just go Jacks.
All right. Well, we'll see you tonight when we're taking on Timberlake, and have a good game.
Thank you.
We've been talking with head coach Hayden Humphrey. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance. This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. It's one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. That's our home.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With businesses like brakes, gears, and alignment, those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linger. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Upgrade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Upgrade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Upgrade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Upgrade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Upgrade Roofing and Construction. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field. It is homecoming night. It's a pretty nice night here in St. Mary's. The cooler temperatures, a little bit of smoke in the air, but nothing too bad. Lights are on, and we've got about 10 minutes to go until opening ceremonies. We've got to kind of kick our pregame into high gear after having some technical difficulties. This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. Lumberjacks hosting the Timberlake Tigers. Taking a quick look at the Central Idaho League standings as we'll get through those. St. Mary's sitting on top at the moment with a 1-0 record in league play, 3-2 overall. They lost last week at Moscow 37-14. Priest River comes into tonight's game 1-0 in league record. There comes into tonight with a 1-0 league record, 2-3 overall. They lost to Kettle Falls last week, and they will be playing Colfax next week. I believe they're in their bye week this week. Kellogg, they are 1-1 in league play, 2-1 overall. They beat Timberlake 56-48 in overtime last week. They are hosting Bonners Ferry tonight. Grangeville 0-1 in league, 2-3 overall. They lost 48-6 to McCall Donnelly. They are at West Jefferson tonight. Orofino 0-1 in league, 0-3 overall. They lost 55-19 at New Plymouth last week. We're going to skip polls and power rankings for now. Take a quick look at sports updates. Volleyball for Lumberjack. Volleyball 0-4 for varsity, 1-11 overall. Lost to Priest River, and they will be playing Orofino in St. Mary's on the 30th at 7 p.m. Boys soccer 0-5 in league play, 0-5 overall. Lost 12-1 to Orofino. They will host Timberlake on the 2nd. Girls soccer 2-3 in league play, 3-3 overall. They beat Priest River 7-2 in their last game. They will host Post Falls JV on the 29th, I do believe. And then Lakeside volleyball. They are 3-1 in league, 8-1 overall. Beat Mullen 3-0. They are going to be hosting Bonners Ferry on the 29th. Lakeside football 0-1 in league, 0-5 overall. Lost 54-32 to Coeur de Christ last night. They will be at Deary on the 3rd. And Kootenai volleyball 1-3 in league, if I got that right. Maybe I don't. I think I've got their record messed up on Kootenai volleyball. I'm going to have to skip them and move along because I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. Anyways, we'll take a quick break and then we'll look at the Lumberjack statistics.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's dive night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on the fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods have what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff here at Lumberjack Field. The Lumberjacks hosting the Timberlake Tigers for homecoming night. Both teams finished their early out warm-ups and headed back into the locker rooms to go get some last-minute coaching, and they'll be headed out here pretty soon to get things rolling for the game. And I don't know if I pushed record. I did. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, the clock is stopped at 9:45 out there on the field. So hopefully they're not having some clock and scoreboard issues. We have had some in the past, so we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully it gets things going. Anyways, taking a look at the Lumberjack statistics. St. Mary's averaging 33 points per game on offense, averaging 345 yards per game on offense. Passing yards, 205 per game, and 140 yards on the ground per game. St. Mary's is averaging 8 yards per pass attempt and 5 yards per carry. The Lumberjacks have lost 4 fumbles and have thrown 5 interceptions in the early going, about halfway through the season, I guess you could say. Third down conversions, 44%. Fourth down conversions took a hit last week in Moscow. St. Mary's down to 19% in their fourth down conversions. Offensive leaders, Jack Barta, senior quarterback. He is 85 of 129 on the season for 1,020 yards, 10 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. He's been sacked right around 6 times. Brock Barta, leading wide receiver. He's a senior with 40 catches, 375 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He has a long of 55 on the season. Isaiah Gustav, senior, 13 catches on the season, 209 yards. He's the second leading wide receiver. He has 2 touchdowns, a long of 42. Aiden Yearout, the senior running back, leads the the ground attack for St. Mary's. 57 carries, 412 yards, 8 touchdowns. He has a long of 90. Caden Morris, senior running back, 23 carries on the season, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, a long of 67. And Isaiah Gustav on special teams, he has 2 kick returns for touchdowns, one of 85 or 80 yards and one for 90 yards. So he's busted a couple of big kick returns for the Lumberjacks. Defensively, St. Mary's allowing 28 points per game, allowing 284 yards per game, 104 passing, 180 rushing yards per game. Third down conversions, the opponents are converting third downs at about 25%, which is actually where you a pretty good number if you're the coach for St. Mary's on defense. Fourth down conversions, that one a little bit higher, 38%. St. Mary's has forced 4 fumbles and have taken 3 interceptions. The Lumberjacks are -2 right now in the turnover battle. St. Mary's has sacked the opposing quarterback 11 times. They've really been getting after the quarterbacks for teams that like to throw the ball and need time in the pocket at least. Amato Stewart leads the team with 33 tackles, 2 sacks, and 6 tackles for loss. Cody Mitchell has 32 tackles with 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 10 quarterback hurries. He's all over the quarterback in games, and 1 fumble recovery. William Durham, a senior, 22 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and a sack. Aiden Yearout, 17 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Colin DeGravio, 13 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Nate George in the pass defense, it says 1 tackle. He has a couple of tackles, I'm pretty sure, in pass defense. He has 1 interception and 9 passes batted down for the Lumberjacks. Jackson Harold, 14 tackles with 7 passes defended. I think George has 11 tackles or something. Okay. I think we are back as I think they just flipped the breaker on our booth here. I think they are having some issues with the scoreboard. So hopefully they don't do that again. That shouldn't have affected anything except for, let me make sure we're still connected to Bluetooth. Yes, okay. So they're trying to get the scoreboard going. What else do we got? We can talk about the Timberlake Tigers real quick. Timberlake, 4A Intermountain League. They are 0-4 on the season. They have not played a league game yet. They've got 3 teams in their league, Moscow, Bonners Ferry, and themselves. They were 3-6 last year on the season. Head coach Kelly Amos, it's his 6th season. They beat St. Mary's last year 41-16 in Timberlake. They lost to Kellogg last week in overtime 56-48. Taking a look at their returning players, Weston Herbert, he's a junior running back. Lyford Brennan, he's a junior quarterback. Mason Shively, a junior running back. Archer Higgins, a junior O-lineman and defensive lineman. Key players they lost last year: Jeremy Hurlbert, an offensive and defensive line guy, 3-year starter; Jonathan Hanson, a running back and linebacker. He was their leading rusher and tackler from last year. And Briley Arnett, an O lineman and D lineman. He was a leader on both sides of the ball. Some guys to keep an eye on tonight for the Tigers is Wade Van Gundy, a junior running back and defensive back, and Gage Haynes, who is a junior wide receiver and defensive back for the Tigers.
Good evening and welcome tonight to
And again, they don't have that scoreboard up and running just yet, so hopefully they'll get her going. Taking a look at college and pro action, the Vandals, they are 2-2 now. They lost 31-28 to San Jose State last weekend. They will be, I believe it's at Missoula tomorrow. We're going to do the national anthem now, so we will just keep it right here. And that was the national anthem.
Starting with the visiting.
And now we'll get you some starters. We don't have a scoreboard working. So the first starter for the Tigers is Billy Valieras.
Number 4, Gage Haynes.
Number 3, Gage Haynes.
Number 8,
Weston Herbert.
Number 9,
Mason Shively.
Number 12, Riker Brennan.
Number 12, Riker Brennan.
Number 55, Hunter Bennett.
Number 25,
Number 66,
Hunter.
Victor Timmons.
Number 25,
Number 69, Chance Hall.
69, we got 66, Timmons.
Number
69,
70,
Paul.
Aaron Spurgeon.
Number 70, Spurgeon.
Number 75,
Number 75, Roby Mavia. Mayava.
And number 88.
And number 88, Nick Rostich. And number 20.
Another senior, number 2, Grayson Law. Junior, number 6.
Okay, they keep cutting off power in our booth, which is not doing us good as we're trying to get the scoreboard working.
Senior, number 7.
And really messing with my jam.
Another senior.
Okay, let's see here.
Jack Porta. A senior, number 23, Aiden Yurau. A senior, number 56, William Dura.
Yeah, let's see if we can get you the Lumberjack starters for offense real quick.
Russ the Bus Rousseau.
Introducing your Lumberjack offensive starters.
Jack Barta, senior quarterback, number 13. Caden Morris, senior running back, number 31. Brock Barta, senior wide receiver, number 7. Isaiah Gustav, senior wide receiver, number 5. Grayson DeLong, senior wide receiver, number 2. Jackson Harold, wide receiver, number 6. Kyle Smith, left tackle, number 77, senior. Russell Russo, number 58, senior. Michael Kohler, sophomore, number 70, center. Jason Pryor, number 59, left guard, senior. William Durham, senior, number 56, right guard.
And that is the Lumberjack starting offense. They do have one injury of note is our center for the Lumberjacks. Michael Kohler is out. Dylan Gentry is taking his spot at center. Once again, I think the reason they keep cutting the power off, flipping the breaker or something on the booth / snack shack, the whole concession stand area and everything. I think they're trying to get the scoreboard to come back on, and I don't think they're having any luck. So this is going to be interesting. Got the captains going out. The number 12 for the the Tigers is Brennan. The number 55 is Hunter Bebout. And the number 60, I think it's going to be 69. I think that's who it is. No, 66, Timmons. For St. Mary's, you got Russell Brousseau, Kyle Smith, and Jack Barta. And the honorary captain from the little guy football. I got his name earlier, but I'm not even going to try because I don't 100% remember it, so I do not want to mess it up. So they've got the captains out there, the Lumberjacks in their green and black pants, green jerseys, black pants, gold numbers and helmets. The Tigers in their white with blue pants, dark blue numbers, gold helmets as well. As the head official is taking care of the coin toss.
Tonight, the scoreboard is obviously not working. We will keep time up here, and I will try to update everybody with the time left in the quarter and the score. Sorry.
So the scoreboard is not cooperating tonight. So they're going to try to do their best at keeping track of the time in the booth. St. Mary's will receive the opening kick. I think they lost. Maybe they didn't win the toss. St. Mary's will defend the left end zone, and the Lumberjacks will go left to right on your radio dial. So Timberlake will start off with kicking. Timberlake will kick right to left. I'm thinking kicker on their roster for the Tigers is listed as number 29, Parker Cathy. We'll see if that's who goes out to kick. Back for the Lumberjacks to return will be Chris Brousseau, Caden Morris, and it is Brock Barta. Let's take a look at our number on our kicker for the Tigers. And it's actually number 9. Hey, my roster actually populated in my stats program this week. So Mason Shively, the kicker for the Tigers. And we're about ready to get things rolling without a scoreboard. So shouldn't bother me too much, but it's going to be interesting for everybody else. The kick is on the way. We are underway. It's going to be a short kick. Fielded at the 25 by Barta. He's going to find a little bit of an opening. He's off to the races down the sideline, and he will be ran out of bounds at the Tiger 35.
Tiger territory, first and 10 Lumberjacks.
So Lumberjacks with a nice return will get the ball to the Tiger 35.
First and 10 from the 35.
And St. Mary starts off with good field position. Lumberjacks bring out a 4-receiver set, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta in the pistol. He's got a running back flank to the left of him. I believe that's Year Out. Year Out now moves to the right. Going to be a throw out into the flat to Brock Barta. Brock's going to get a block, get the edge down the sideline, crosses the 30.
Part of the Barta connection for a first down.
I don't think.
Good shot. Looks like it'll be 2nd and 1.
About an 8-yard pickup for Barta. Second and 2 for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks still with that 4 receiver set, 3 to the top. Actually, I think it's the 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom this time for the receivers. Hand off to Gear Out. Little stutter into the hole, through the hole, down the middle of the field, and he'll be tackled short of the 5, I think.
Should be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, and another Lumberjack first down.
Nice run by the senior Aiden Year Out. 18-yard pickup up the middle of up the gut for the Lumberjack. St. Mary's breaks the huddle. This is when you've got to focus and lock in offensively. You cannot squander these opportunities. Barta goes under center, takes the snap. I don't know who helped.
On the dive for a short
Chris Brousseau on the dive. I haven't seen that play yet. You give him a 2-yard pickup, brings up 2nd and goal from the 7. Want to welcome in those on the NFHS network camera here at St. Mary's High School. 1 receiver to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta back into the pistol. Got Gear Out behind him. Fakes the handoff. Goes over the middle. He's got the long catch and touchdown St. Mary's.
Nothing with 10:36 on the clock in the first quarter.
And with that, we'll take, well, no, we got to wait for the extra point. So let's do something. I probably don't know if I should, but. That's up. Yeah. Lumberjacks for the extra point. Kick is up and good.
is good from the long.
Long with the kick. 7-0 St. Mary's lead. We'll be back.
It's not just saving. It's preparing your kids for college, owning your tomorrow, and saying yes to that home, trip, or the next chapter. At P1FCU, we believe saving should work as hard as you do because every dollar you set aside is a step toward freedom. We're not just your credit union. We're your future's biggest fan. Explore better banking with P1FCU. Learn more at p1fcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
And we are back. Kicking off for the Lumberjacks, it will be Santiago Prinzado. Back deep for the Tigers, you've got number 4 of Haynes, number 3 of Valieras. They're waiting about their own 12-yard line. Lumberjacks lead 7-0. To get this homecoming underway. The kick is off. High kick, going to be a little bit short. Going to be taken at about the 16-yard line. Coming the other way, the Wildcats going to try to break, or the Tigers, I should say, going to try to break one down the far sideline, and they get a pretty good return.
Near the 50-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers.
They're going to return that up to about the 46-yard line. I didn't see who he was forced. He basically ran it out of bounds. So not really anybody there to make a tackle. While Tigers come with 1 receiver to the near side, 3 running backs in the backfield. Actually, it looks like 2 running backs. Their quarterback, I believe, is Brennan. And goes in motion. Handoff, first man through. Big opening off that right side. Forced out of bounds by Noy.
About 7 yards, 2nd and 3 Tigers, with 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Tackle was by Alan Wise. Ball's going to be into the Lumberjack side of the field, down to about the 46-yard line. Tigers break the huddle, come up the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 2. St. Mary's side of the field. They've got their two running backs in the backfield, one receiver to the near side. Hand it off reverse, but St. Mary's meets it in the backfield. It's going to be a whole host of St. Mary's running backs getting, or not running backs, defenders getting in there. Durham gets in there on the tackle. Not sure who had the carry for the Tigers.
3rd and 6 for the Tigers. 9:15 left in the quarter.
But we have William Durham and Cody Mitchell into the backfield to sniff that play out. Snap, 3rd down and long. Quarterback's going to roll the pass. He's being pressured. He's way back into the backfield. He's going to try to find his guy. His guy is up behind the line of scrimmage, and Lumberjack puts the pressure on, and it's incomplete. Intended for number 8. Riker Brennan intended for Weston Herbert. And putting the pressure on was William Durham, as well as about 3 other Lumberjacks. So that'll bring up 4th and long for the Tigers. They will punt. Barta will be back to return the punt. I'm waiting to see who the punter is for the Tigers. That is number 12. 12 is Brennan. It's going to be a Tiger roll all the way down to the Lumberjack 6. No return. And St. Mary's will start their second possession deep in their own territory.
1st and 10 with 8:42 left to go.
8:42 to go in the quarter. St. Mary's leads it 7-0 of the Tigers. Lumberjacks have the whole field to go this time. So St. Mary's has a long field to go. Getting personnel correct. Brock Barta goes off the field. One receiver to the near side, one to the top of the formation. Barta is going to be in the pistol. He has Year Out lined up behind him. Takes a snap, hands it off to Year Out. Year Out looking for some room. Going to bounce it outside. He gets tripped up after a short gain.
Tries to bounce it outside for a minimal gain. 2nd and long for the Lumberjack.
Call it 3 yards, actually. A little bit more of a gain than I thought it was going to be. 2nd and 7 for the Lumberjacks.
2nd and 7 for the Lumberjacks. 8:19 and running in the first.
St. Mary's in their huddle. Ball at about the 9-yard line. Their own 9-yard line. One receiver to the near side, one to the top. I formation. Barta in the pistol. He has Year Out lined up behind him. Barta takes the snap. Hands it off to Year Out. Year Out bounces off a couple of guys. Gets the edge. He's to the sideline. The 30, the 40. He finally bumped out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Nice run by Aiden Year Out. They're going to mark that at the 47 of St. Mary's at the 38-yard pickup for Year Out. Brings up 1st down for St. Mary's. 1st and 10. Two receivers near side, 2 to the top of the formation. St. Mary's speeding things up a little bit. Caden Morris, I think, is checked in. Barta in the shotgun, flanked by Morris to his right. Hands it off to Morris. Morris bounces it back to the near side. He's going to get brought down at about the 50.
2 yards, maybe 3. 2nd and 7.
Put him at the 49-yard line, so it's 2nd and 8 from the Lumberjack 49. St. Mary's again going up tempo. 4 receivers set this time for St. Mary's. Barta in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw. He's going to look for, off the fingertips of Jackson Harold. Incomplete.
Barta misses Harold on the out route. The 2nd and long Lumberjack. 7:20 left to go.
Brings up 3rd and long for St. Mary's. Just about the 50-yard line. Three receivers to the top, one to the bottom. Barta shotgun, flanked by, I think it's still Morris. He wasn't ready for the snap. He has to just dive on it.
Big loss on the play.
St. Mary's going to have to back that up to the 44. 43-yard line. Brings up 4th and long for the Lumberjacks. Let's see what St. Mary's decides to do here. They look like they're huddling up like they're going to go for it. Lumberjacks going to roll the dice on their own side of the field here. Early going. Still got his receiving couple of his guys there going over the play. Now they get their receivers out. 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta takes the snap. Looks to throw. He's flushed to the side. He's going to find Brock Barta. Brock tries to make a move, gets around him, dives for the first down. Does he get it? I think he does.
And picks up another Lumberjack first down.
Nice blocking and nice move by Brock Barta to get that first down. The ball going to be marked at the Tiger 42-yard line, so pick up a 14 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks roll the dice early in the game, going for it on 4th and long, and they come up with the first down. St. Mary's breaks the huddle. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 to the top, 2 to the top of the formation. Barta gets a man in motion. That's Harold coming to the near side. Barta looks to get flushed out. He's going to scramble, takes down the sideline. He's going to get down close to the 35-yard line.
They picked up 5 to 6 yards.
See where they mark it.
6:13 left to go in the first quarter.
No, they're not going to give him the benefit. They're going to mark him at the 36, 37-yard line. 5-yard pickup for Barta. On the scramble, brings up 2nd and 5 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's into the Tiger territory, leading 7-0 midway through the first quarter. 4 receivers set once again. Snap. Barta hands it off to Yearout. Yearout looking for some room. And he got twisted around there by one of the defensive linemen. He backs his way in for a couple of yards.
Third short for the Lumberjacks. Cross lining with 5.
That's going to be just across the 35 down to the 34. About a 3-yard pickup for Yearout. Brings up 3rd and short for the Lumberjacks. Again, same formation. 2 receivers at the top, 2 to the bottom for St. Mary's. Barta in the shotgun, flanked by Yearout. Moves Yearout to the left side now. Looks to throw. Has some time. Looks over the middle. Going to be just short of his receiver. That's Brock Barta.
Pass will come up short.
Good coverage by the Tigers. Brings up 4th and short for the Lumberjacks.
With 5.
Of course, now Lumberjacks on the Wildcat, or I don't know why I keep saying Wildcat, on the Tiger side of the field. A long 2 yards, though, for St. Mary's. So let's see what they pull out for this one. Barta, I formation, 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Going to hand it off to Brousseau, and Brousseau pushes the pile, lowers his shoulder, and takes that down to about the 26-yard line for Lumberjack first down. Put that down as an 8-yard pickup for Chris Brousseau. Lumberjacks drive continues. 2 converted 4th downs on this possession. This time, St. Mary's goes back to their 4 receiver look. Yearout moves to the left. Goes to throw his Barta. He's going to look deep. He's got his brother. That's Jack. Gets Brock Barta. And inside the 15-yard line.
First down. 5:07 left to go in the first.
They're going to mark that at the 14, roughly. So a 12-yard pickup from Jack Barta to Brock Barta. Brock got nice and open on that route, a breaking route that broke to the outside. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's leads 7-0 first quarter. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top for St. Mary's, working from the right hash mark. Barta going to throw again, going to the deep corner, looking for Speakman just off his fingertip.
It'll be 2nd and 10 Lumberjacks.
And it'll be 2nd and 10 for St. Mary's at the 14 of Timberlake. Trying to hit that kind of corner fade route for Marcus over there on that far sideline in the end zone, back of the end zone. Maybe just put it a little bit too far out there. It came right off of Marcus's fingertips. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top of the formation. Barta takes the snap, looks to throw, has time. He's going to look to Harold, and the defense catches up just in time to break up the pass. And it'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's gets the play in, huddles up. I know it's St. Mary's can still get a first down at the 4-yard line. 4 receivers set. Barta takes the snap, looks to throw again. This time he's going to his brother in the corner. Caught! Brock Barta with a touchdown catch from Jack Barta. Nice throw over the top of the defender. The defender had great position on Barta. Just perfectly laid that throw over the top. So St. Mary's ending the extra point, up 13-0 over the Tigers. About 3/4 of the way through the first period. And hopefully we'll get a time check here in a minute from our field announcer. Ooh, it was bobbled. He has to get it over to DeLong. DeLong has to try to throw it, and it just barely, they can't quite get it.
Almost connected with Barta in the back of the end zone.
13-0 Lumberjacks lead. We'll be back.
Nothing Lumberjack.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary.
And we are back. That was a 14-play drive. It went for 94 yards and a touchdown. Took 3 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock. St. Mary's leads 13-0 here with 4:50 to go in the first period over the Timberlake Tigers on homecoming night for St. Mary. We're here at Lumberjack Field. Santiago Prensado gets set to kick off. It's a nice kick this time. It's going to take a bounce, be fielded at 20. The Tigers trying to find some room up the middle, and they do get some room as Valiera.
Just shy of their 40-yard line. Returned by Valiera.
That'll be marked right at the 39. Didn't catch who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. So Lumberjacks with a 13-0 lead over the Tigers. Timberlake with one receiver to the top of the formation. Quarterback in the pistol. 2 running backs lined up behind him. Flanked side to side somewhat. Man in motion. Going to get a handoff. Met at the line of scrimmage. It looked like it was Cody Mitchell with the tackle.
For about 2 yards, it will be 2nd and 8.
And that was Herbert with the carry.
Running with 4.5 left to go from the first quarter.
Couple of yards pickup. I believe it was Cody Mitchell getting in there for the tackle. Second, about 8 for the Tigers. On their own 41-yard line. One receiver comes to the near side. Everybody else in tight for Timberlake. Pistol for Brennan. Brennan gets man in motion, takes snap, looks like he's going to throw, rolls out to the left, gets the pass off. It's caught by the big number 80, Blake Smith.
For a first down for the Tigers.
And it's Alan Wise with the tackle. Big gain for the Tigers, though, as they take that to the Lumberjack 37. First and 10 on the Lumberjack side of the field. Tigers break the huddle. One to the left for the wide receivers. They try to get you to fight on all that action in the backfield of the run game. Going to be a throw again. Look into the near side. And it's going to be just almost hauled in by the number 4, Haynes, as he got past the coverage. He got a step on Nate George, but he could not quite hold on to it.
3:40 left to go in the half. Quarter.
Just got a step there in the pass coverage. Brings up second and 10 for the Tigers at the Lumberjack 37. Again, one receiver to the left for the Tigers. Running back or quarterback in the pistol. That's Brennan. Takes the snap, hands it off, coming to the near side. Finds a little bit of a gap, but he's met quickly. Picks up a few yards. I believe that was number 8 once again. Herbert. Pick up 4.
Herbert on the count.
One of the guys on the tackle was of course, Cody Mitchell. Durham probably in on that as well. Brings up third and 6 for the Tigers. One receiver to the near side. Brennan in the pistol. 2 running backs flanked to each side of him in the backfield. The snap, hands it off. Going to go to the opposite side this time. Making the tackle is Jackson Harold for a few yard gain.
Number 8, Herbert on the run to the right side there.
It'll be fourth down and about 1.
Fourth and short for the Tigers with 2:40 left in the quarter and the clock is running.
Jackson Harold with the tackle. Brings up fourth and 1 for the Tigers. They are in Lumberjack territory, so I don't expect them to not go for it here. One receiver to the near side. Brennan in the pistol. Same formation with the 2 running backs flanking behind him. Man goes in motion. Hands off to the first guy. That's Herbert. Herbert's going to pick up enough for the first down.
Like Shibley's going to keep it off the right side for a first down.
Oh, that was Shibley, actually. They're going to take that just inside the 25. So they're out of the 24-yard line. 4-yard pickup. Didn't see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's late in the first, leads 13-0 over the Tigers. Tigers threatening, though. Now they've got a 3-receiver set. 3 to the near side. Pistol formation. 1 running back there. Going to hand it off. That's Shibley. Shibley trying to find some room to run. Gain tackling by the Lumberjacks. Shibley's going to get a couple, but Lumberjacks gang up on him and get him brought down.
Jack said they've got it.
Everybody at St. Mary's thought the ball had came out, but they're going to say it is still
with a minute 37 left to go in the
Tiger ball, and they're not going to give much of a gain on that one for the Tigers. I don't know what. Oh, it was a second and 5. A 5-yard gain. I stand corrected. Second and 5 for the Tigers. They're going to try to throw out into the flat. Blowing that up in the backfield, though,
The swing pass
is Brock Barta making the tackle.
Harold for a loss. And there will be.
It was Weston Herbert with the reception, but they lose yardage back to the 20. Well, they didn't really move that ball back anywhere.
Loss of about 4 on the play. And there is a minute 37 left. Excuse me, a minute left.
3rd and 9 for the Tigers now, as they did lose some yardage there. Gonna get the snap. Quarterback's rolling out to the far side, looking to throw. Nobody. Ooh, was there somebody there? Did he catch it? It is. It's caught by Herbert on the far sideline. That'll be up inside to the 14-yard line.
50 seconds left in the first quarter.
And I didn't see who made that tackle on that side. Well, it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers, down to the Lumberjack 14-yard line. Tigers still in business here. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 running back in the backfield. Brennan takes the snap, hands it off. First man through. Shively has a big hole, and he gets away from a Lumberjack tackler, and he's going to take it to the end zone.
Off the right side for a touchdown.
Nice run by Shively. 14-yard run.
They're up with 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
33 seconds to go in the first. And the Tigers looking to add an extra point here. And the kicker is number 22. I don't have him on either roster.
Offside Lumberjack. We'll half the distance to the goal, so we're just over a yard.
Lumberjacks are going to get called for an offsides there. Oh, well, they may not kick it now. So we'll see what they do. I have a 22 on the varsity roster for the Tigers. So the Tigers now going to go for 2 instead. 1 receiver to the near side. Everybody else in tight. Quarterback in the pistol. That's Brennan. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Shively. Shively met in the hole. No, it's actually Brennan going to keep it.
Keep it off the right side for a 2-point conversion.
So Brennan will run it in.
8 to 13.
Pulled that ball out late. Got everybody biting down on Shively, and instead he kept it himself. So the score is 8 to 13 in favor of the Lumberjacks. A 10-play, 61-yard drive for the Tigers. They took 4:17 off the clock. We'll be back.
When you think of PotlatchDeltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about PotlatchDeltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, PotlatchDeltic is more than some company in St. Mary. PotlatchDeltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, PotlatchDeltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank PotlatchDeltic for what they do and hope that you will also. PotlatchDeltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary.
And we are back. Shively will kick off for the Lumberjack. Oh, it keeps restarting. We'll kick off for the Tigers. It's a nice deep kick, built at the 20. I believe that was by Barta. Barta coming up the middle. It's through for a second, tackled at the 40.
41 or 42-yard line.
Before being brought down.
38 to go in the quarter.
St. Mary's will start 1st and 10 at their own 40. It looks like they're going to mark it right at the 40-yard line.
40-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Jacks at their own 40. St. Mary's has scored on their first 2 possessions. Lumberjacks have 2 receivers stacked on the far side. They're not stacked now. It's 3 receiver sets, the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's got some time. He's going to go deep, and that's going to be almost picked off by the Tigers.
Intercepted, broken up by Speakman. It'll be 2nd and long.
That ball was thrown just a little short there. And the route wasn't really open. There was good coverage there by Timberlake. I think that was Valieres that almost came up with that pick, and I think it came loose when he hit the ground. 2nd and 10 for the Lumberjacks at their own 40. 13-8, St. Mary's lead, late first period. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top for the Jacks. Barta in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off. It's going to be Year out, and he'll pick up a couple.
Year out off to the right side for a gain of a couple. Third and long.
Brings up third and about 8 for the Lumberjacks.
That's probably the end of the first quarter. We have 13 seconds left.
Actually, almost gave him 3 yards, it looks like. I think we're going to be coming to the end of the first here quickly.
And that's the end of the first quarter. With your St. Mary's.
So the Lumberjacks at the end of the first, they lead 13-8 over the Tigers. And you're listening to Lumberjack football on 1240 KOFE St. Mary's. You're also catching it on the NFHS network with our play-by-play pumped into the system. And maybe you're watching or listening and catching it on our YouTube channel. Either way, we welcome you in. And, this night has started off a little bit rough. We have some technical difficulties of our own for this radio station and for getting our stuff on the air. The scoreboard is not working correctly here tonight, or at all tonight. So it's kind of a rough evening for a homecoming night for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's hopes to overcome those issues and come away with a win tonight over a pretty tough Timberlake Tiger team. So we are at 3rd and 8 for the Lumberjacks. They are on their own 42. They will now switch sides. St. Mary's will be going right to left on your radio dial or on your screen. St. Mary's has moved the ball pretty well early on. Been a pretty clean game, too. I think there's only been 1 penalty, and that was against St. Mary's. That was just a little while ago on the extra point.
Beginning of the second quarter.
Attempt for Timberlake. So St. Mary's with just 1 penalty, I believe. Timberlake's played very clean. They've not had any penalties, I don't believe. 1 receiver to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. You've got Barta in the pistol, or actually in the shotgun. He's got his running back lined up behind him. I believe it's year out. Gets a man in motion. That's Brousseau. Gonna take the snap. Ooh, got a flag, and it looks like it's something against the Lumberjacks. Typically, when they blow it dead, it's an offensive penalty. Going to be a procedural penalty for the Lumberjacks. It'll be 3rd and about 13 now for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks need the 50-yard line to get a first down. St. Mary's changing their personnel out now. Up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 to the top. Barta in the shotgun. He's flanked by Year out to the right. The snap. Barta looks to throw. He's going to go deep for Harold. Caught at the 31-yard line. What a beautiful pass from Jack Barta. An even better catch by Jackson Harold. That's going to be marked at about the 32-yard line. So 31-yard pickup. And a first down for St. Mary's. Again, the coverage from Timberlake, give them credit. They've been all over the Lumberjack receivers. And again, it was all right on them. Good coverage, just a good throw and catch. St. Mary's comes out with a receiver to the near side, 1 to the top. Barta talking to his running back, Year out. They look like he's in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Year out. Year out looking for room to the right side, finds some. And he's going to pick up about 8 or 9 yards on the right side of the field.
Shot after first down. Clock's running with 11:36 left.
See where they mark that. That's going to be a 9-yard pickup for Year out. Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 23-24 yard line of Timberlake. St. Mary's deep into Tiger territory. Lumberjacks lead 13-8 here in the second quarter. 1 receiver to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta in the shotgun takes the snap, pitches it out to Morris. Morris looking for some room. He's got some room on the side. He's going to be finally ridden out of bounds at about the 10. And a nice run by St. Mary's again.
First down, out of bounds with 10:59 left, second quarter.
That's one play I haven't seen St. Mary's use much this year. That's bouncing the ball to the outside on run game. They've been working the inside for basically the whole season, running inside their linemen, defensive line or offensive linemen. St. Mary's finally bounces one to the outside. 1st and 10 on the 10-yard pickup by Caden Morris. St. Mary's down to the Tiger 13. One receiver to the top, one to the bottom. Barta in the shotgun has Morris behind him, but we're going to get timeout taken by St. Mary's.
With 10:37 left to go.
10:37 to go in the first half. St. Mary's leads 13-8. They're driving. We'll be back.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance. This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back as we get ready for 1st and 10 for St. Mary's on the Tiger 13. Lumberjacks trying to punch it in again. Lumberjacks want to make it 3 possessions, 3 scores. 2 receivers, one to the top, one to the bottom. Barta in the shotgun. Morris lined up behind him, fakes the handoff to Morris. He's got his receiver. Oh, he's going to throw it to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Mary's. Caught by Brock Barta in the end zone. And I thought they might go to the guy running the short, shallow route. I think it was I think
10:29
I think he had Jackson Harold open a little bit shorter, but instead he takes the shot to his brother in the end zone, and the connection, the catch is made. And again, well contested. The defense was there all over him. St. Mary's looking like they're going to go for 2. No, they got Jack Barta the holder, DeLong the kicker. It's down. It's going to be blocked.
It is blocked. PAT from DeLong is no good. 19
So a 6-play, 59-yard drive for the Lumberjacks for a touchdown with 2 minutes off the clock. St. Mary's leads 19-8. We'll be back.
At the break. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. That potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brakes, gears, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's an art, right?
And we're back. Santiago Pinzado set to kick the ball off for the Lumberjacks. Low kick this time. He's been a little bit off his game. That'll be fielded at the 25 by the Tigers. Shively will be tackled by Wilcox. The ball returned to the 30. Call it the 37. And the number 10, Logan Wilcox, making the stop. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, back on their own 37-yard line. They had a nice drive put together their last possession. 1 receiver to the near side, Brennan in the pistol. 2 running backs in the backfield. Takes a snap, hands it off Shively, near side. Shively bounces it all the way outside. He's got blockers in front. St. Mary's has one guy and a couple of guys to slow him down. And the tackle is going to be made by Morris and
35-yard line.
Morris.
1st and 10. Tigers.
So it's a 28 yards pickup for Shively. Morris and Cody Mitchell combined to make the tackle. Big pickup by the Tigers. Can't let the Tigers get that offense rolling if you're St. Mary's. Two receivers to the top, one to the bottom. Brennan in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off, and holding on for dear life is one of the Lumberjacks, those Caden Morris.
Mitchell on the tackle there on the counter play.
I believe that was
No gain.
66.
Second and long Tigers.
Timmons, I couldn't have been Timmons with the carry, but no gain. I believe in on the tackle was Durham and Morris. Second and 10 for the Tigers. That's the Lumberjack 35. The snap, hand it off. Going to get a big hole for Shively again, and Shively will be bumped out of bounds by Nate George.
Going to pick up a first down Tigers from the
Lumberjacks
122-yard line.
over pursuing into that backfield on that one. That guy's into the backfield quickly. But they all overshot the guy who had the ball, which was Shively. Shively got the edge and was down the sideline. Nate George had to use everything he could to bump him out of bounds. Shively has a few pounds on Nate. Going to hand it off again. Shively again near side as he's got the hot hand. And he's going to step inside of a defender. He'll go inside the 10, I think, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by Harold. And big chunk plays being picked up by the Tigers right now. First and goal, I believe, for the Tigers down to the 10-yard line. Lumberjack defense, see if they can come up with a stop here, deep on their own side of the field. One receiver to the near side. Snap, the handoff. Shively gets a couple of arm tackles, and they're going to just walk it into the end zone. Two guys for St. Mary's missed him on arm tackles there.
8:59 left to go in the half.
8:59 to go in the half. The Tigers cut it to a one-score lead for the Lumberjacks. Set to kick the extra point is number 22. Again, I don't have a 22 on the roster, so I'm not sure who their kicker is. And we're going to get a timeout taken by the Tigers.
Timeout Timberlake.
We'll take it as well. St. Mary's leads midway through the second quarter.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
And we are back. The Tigers took a quick time out there before the extra point try. Let's see if they still send out their kickers. It does look like so. You'd think that if they're taking a timeout like that, though, that they might try a little trickery. So St. Mary's needs to be aware of any kind of a fake. The holder is Valieras. The kicker, number 22 for the Tigers. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is wide and no good. So the score with 8:59, 5 plays, 63 yards with a minute 30 off for the Tigers. 19-15, St. Mary's leads with just under 9 minutes to go in the half.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction, Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Upgrade Roofing and Construction.
And we are back. Shibley to kick off for the Tigers. St. Mary's leads 19-15, but Timberlake not going away. They're battling. Shibley with the kickoff. Oh, they're trying the onside kick. I don't think that went 10 yards, or did they say it did?
Looks like Timberlake touched it, but it went 10 yards.
Okay.
First and 10, Lumberjack at the 15.
The Tigers try the onside kick, but the Tigers touch that, grab that just before it goes 10 yards. That was very close. First and 10 for the Lumberjacks at the 50. 8:58 to go. I mean, that was close. That could have really gone either way. St. Mary's opens up with two receivers to the near side, one to the top, two to the top of the formation. Four receivers set. Sparta takes the snap, hands it off to Year Out. Oh, met in the backfield this time is Year Out. Good penetration by that defense for the Tigers. Timberlake has a player down on the field. And we're going to take a quick break.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we are back. They're still working on the downed player. He's sitting up now for the Timberlake Tigers. They're going to get him up on his feet. That is the number 70 of Taryn Spurgeon, junior offensive lineman, defensive lineman. I hope he's okay. Tonight is homecoming night, so at halftime they will announce the homecoming royalty. And the nominees for royalty, we'll start with the boys: Jack Barta, Brock Barta, Colin DeGravio, Tatham Prayer, Kyle Smith, Taryn Brebner. On the girls' side, Kaylin Boyette, Addison Crane, Cassia Ensign, and Kendra Nicholson. So the Lumberjacks come back to action after they get the injured player off.
to the sideline. 2nd and 12 at their own 48-yard line. St. Mary's with 3 receivers set, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta takes the snap, looks to throw. Going to go deep. Oh, miscommunication on the route, I think, there. Jackson Harold, the intended receiver, but I don't think I don't know that Harold didn't look like he was running 100% on that route. Like he was going to break that route inside or something. Brings up 3rd and 12. Right about the time it looked like Harold was starting to maybe make a break to the inside, that ball went over his head down the sideline. 3rd and long for St. Mary's. 2 receivers at the top, 1 to the bottom for St. Mary's. Barta in the shotgun. Takes the shotgun snap. Looks to throw. He's going to flush into the pocket. Dodges out to the outside. Going to find his receiver at the 40. Inside the 40. And it's a first down to Jackson Harold. Good scramble drill by Jack Barta, keeping himself alive and getting some blocks, and finds his open man at the 37-yard line. First down for St. Mary's. Good job by the offensive lineman as well when Jack started to scramble and was finding a body to try to get on to keep him clean. 2 receivers top, 1 bottom. Barta in the shotgun takes that snap. Oh, that's going to be a big loss for Lumberjacks. The ball still loose, and the Tigers come away with it at the 41 of St. Mary's.
42-yard line. 8:10 left to go in the second quarter.
Oh, that's a bad snap. I don't know if I don't think I can change that. So it's going to have to go down as a fumble. I don't want to give that to Jack, but I'm going to have to. And the Tigers catch a break here. I didn't see what time was left on the clock. That's going to be incomplete.
To Herbert from Brennan, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Didn't see he recovered that for the Tigers.
8:06 left.
Tigers with an incomplete pass on their first one. I think Barta was in there on coverage. 2 receivers to the near side. Snap, the handoff coming to the near side. And it's number 8. That's Herbert with the run.
Down there, the Tigers going to pick up about 6 yards.
Picks up 6 yards or so. Tackled by Caden Morris.
Go in the second quarter.
Third and 4 for the Tigers. Down to the 36 of St. Mary's. How do the Lumberjacks respond after the turnover? The snap, handoff coming near side again. Good blocking by the Tigers. Breaking through the line is Herbert. He's got to try to get past one. He does. And again, St. Mary's.
20-19 Tigers.
The tackling was not very good on that. And the Tigers take the lead. Lumberjack turnover turns into points and a lead for the Timberlake Tigers. Seen a couple Lumberjacks trying to tackle him up high, and that's just not going to work. Extra point attempt coming. Bad snap, ball is on the ground. Ball is still loose. They've blown the whistle dead. I thought St. Mary. I don't know if you can. I don't know how that works. So we'll take a quick break. 20-19, Tigers take the lead late or midway through the second quarter. Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood is a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports. For all of your road building, site preparation needs, call Mitchell Excavation, 208-245-1160. Whether ditch digging for plumbing and electrical or home site preparation, Mitchell Excavation is the place to call. That's Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood, 208-245-1160. Mitchell Excavation says, go Lumberjack!
And we are back. St. Mary's. Ooh, that was no good. The score is not. I don't think it's 21-19. I think it's 20-19. That's my score for some reason. It says 20. Now the kick's going to go out of bounds.
The Tigers kick it out of bounds. Jackson take it at the 35-yard line. It'll be first and 10. 7:19 left in the half.
I don't know why that says 21-19 on my score, but let's see here. The Tigers, I'll figure that out later. It might be 21-19. No, they missed. No, I think it should be 20-19. My tablet, for some reason, is showing 21-19. St. Mary's ball. Make a way to adjust the score. And get a timeout. St. Mary's takes the timeout. Once again, I believe the score is 20-19. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. So the Tigers, I'll figure that out in a little bit. We'll take a quick break.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result?
And we break that timeout as the Lumberjacks quickly back out to the line of scrimmage. First and 10 on their own 35, not 45. No, it's the 40th. Let's see here. Did we do the kickoff?
Barta, out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be second and 10 for Lumberjacks with 7:12 left to go in the quarter.
So pass there for St. Mary's falls incomplete. I don't know why that says third and 10. It's second and 10 for Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks have a run. You're out. Gets across the 40.
Third, about 4 to go. Clock's running with just under 7 minutes left to go in the quarter.
Ball at about the Lumberjack 41. Third and 4 for the Lumberjacks. On their own side of the field. One receiver top, one bottom for the Lumberjacks. Barta takes the snap, takes the pitch.
Russo on the dive up the gut.
Russo with the carry.
Looks like he's going to be right close to a first down.
I believe it's a first down for the Lumberjacks to the 45.
6:26. The line when the change gets set.
That wasn't a 5-yard pickup, but that's what it is for right now. First and 10 for the Lumberjacks to the 45-yard line. St. Mary's actually needs to, I think they've used 2 timeouts. Lumberjacks want to punch this in because they give the Tigers ball at the beginning of the second half. St. Mary's trails right now 20-19. One receiver top, one receiver bottom. Barta under center. I formation. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Year Out. Year Out with a big hole. He's going to hit the edge.
down the sideline. He's got one guy to beat, and he's going to force him just out of bounds at about the 16, 17-yard line. Nice bit of running by Yearout. Tigers finally able to force him out of bounds after about a 38-yard pickup. St. Mary's 1st and 10 deep into the Tiger territory. Yearout's going to go out and get a breather after breaking the long run. St. Mary's, I think, has had 4 or 5 possessions now. One of them resulted in a turnover. One receiver top, one bottom. Barta, pistol, takes the snap. Again, the snap is up over his head, and Barta has to fall on it.
Jack fielded by Barta, and a quick loss on the play.
Dylan has been doing very good at his snaps early on in the game.
5:43 left in the half.
And a couple of big ones have cost St. Mary's a little bit here. That ball is going to be taken all the way back to about the 28-yard line on the bad snap. Brings up 2nd and 21 for St. Mary's. Two receivers at the top, one at the bottom. Bart going to go to deep. He's got Gustav. Oh, he can't pull it in.
Just out of the reach of Gustav. It'll be 3rd and long. Lumberjack.
The defender
13.
was about 3 steps behind him, and he was able to catch up to him. Gustav had to, of course, let off a little bit into the end zone, so he didn't run out the back of the end zone, but it was there. 3rd and 21 for the Lumberjacks at the 28-yard line. St. Mary's has to get the ball to the inside the 10 to about the 9 for a first down. 5 receiver set for St. Mary's, empty backfield. Going to get a man in motion. Takes the snap. Barta's going to keep it himself. That's not going to go anywhere for him.
By number 69, Jack
I
Ball.
think he lost a couple of yards. Paul with the tackle. Brings up 4th and even longer for the Lumberjacks. Paul is actually back on about the 31-yard line. Can't.
Bob's running with
St. Mary's looks like they're going to go for it here. I mean, they are in Tiger territory, but it's a long ways to go to get a first down. 4 receiver set, 5 receiver set for the Lumberjacks. 3 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Snap to Barta. Got time to throw. Finds Gustav. Gustav makes one guy miss. Backing his way down, but he can't quite get there. It's going to be tackled at about the 10.
turnover on down. 1st and 10, Timberlake. 4:17 left in the half.
.417 to go in the half. St. Mary's trails 20-19 to the Tigers. And Lumberjacks had that bad snap there that pushed them back. Tigers will take over on downs. They lead 20-19. Long field to go for the Tigers. St. Mary's has stopped the Tigers on one of their possessions. They haven't stopped them since. A run by Shively. He's got room up the middle again. He's going to be brought down by Gustav, but a first down run by Shively.
4:10 left in the quarter.
Tigers getting the play in. One receiver near side. They ran that same play, just it seems like St. Mary's has not been able to stop that counter to the right. Again, running it that way again. Shively gets through the middle, picks up some yards there. That ball, I think, was out, but they're going to rule him down. I actually think that ball might have been out that time. But they say down.
Run with 3:30 left in the half.
Not sure who made that tackle for the Lumberjacks. A couple of guys in there. 2nd and 5. Well, 2nd and about 4 for the Tigers. Up to the 30.
They're across the 30-yard line. I don't know why that's shorter than that. The snap, the handoff, coming to the near side again. Big hit out on the sideline. Gustav and Morris with the tackle. The run was by Herbert. Ball at the 40. Did I say Morris to Gustav? And we may get a timeout taken by St. Mary.
Timeout, St. Mary.
Not sure what the time is on the clock. We'll take a quick break. St. Mary's trails 20-19 here before halftime.
It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
305 left in half.
Going to get a run from the Tigers, but a flag on the play after the timeout. 3:05 to go.
Holding against the Tigers.
That penalty will go against the Tigers. It's the first penalty against Timberlake.
Left in the half.
I think. Should be 1st and 20 for Timberlake. Moving the ball back to the 30-yard line. Timberlake breaks the huddle. One receiver near side, none to the other side. Going to get the snap, handoff near side. No, that's number 8, I believe.
Counterplay off the right hand.
I believe that was Herbert with the carry.
Clock is running with 2:50 left.
Call that a 12-yard pickup. Kyle Smith with the tackle. Should be second and about 9 yards for the Tigers. Timberlake, I thought, used a timeout earlier, but maybe not. One receiver near side. Takes the snap, hands off near side. Lumberjack's going to wrap him up this time.
Again, but there's no gain on this time. 2:20 with the clock running.
Making the tackle this time for the Lumberjacks was Mitchell. Just about 2 minutes left in the first half. St. Mary's again, trails 20-19. Third? No, it should be second. It says third on this. I don't know. So third down out there on the field. The snap, hand it off again this side. Blowing that up in the backfield is going to be Cody Mitchell again.
Lost on the play of about 5. Clock is running with 1:40 left in
that was
the
number
half.
8.
4th down, Tigers.
With the tackle, or number 8 with the carry, that's Herbert. And again, Cody Mitchell with the big tackle in the backfield that time. Somebody else came and kind of helped clean him up, but going to show punt here, and it looks like it's going to be number 12, Riker Brennan. Lumberjacks will get the ball back with a little bit of time. Snap. Kick is off. Nice directional kick. He'll call for a fair catch, let it go over his head. And that'll be picked up at the 17.
Take over inside their own 20 with a buck 32 left in the half.
Call it no return. Lumberjacks have 1:02, and I believe no timeouts. They trail.
2 seconds left in the half.
20-19 to the Tigers of Timberlake. Again, coming up at half, will be our senior spotlight. We have Zach Soten. Also, homecoming festivities. And the Golden Axe Award. Forgot about that. Can't forget about the Golden Axe. See which business wins it this year. 2 receivers top, 1 bottom. Snap to Bartle, looks to throw. Going across the middle, nice catch by Gustav, and he'll have that ball across the
57 seconds left to go in the half. 57 seconds.
30. The ball is going to be placed at the 32-yard line. Lumberjacks have under a minute. Barta takes the snap. Looks to throw. He's going to go into swing pass out to Year out. Should have probably just tried to get out of bounds. He will make the catch, but only pick up.
Clock's running with 40 seconds left.
That's going to be up to the 34-yard line. Second and 8. Snap. Barta going to clock it.
Ball is down by Barta.
Brings up third and about 8. He snapped. He spiked that
flag.
Oh, there's going to be a flag against St. Mary's for what? I wonder. I think it's going to be against St. Mary's, but for why?
Intentional grounding on the Lumberjacks. Penalty and a loss down.
St. Mary's going to get called for intentional grounding. So they'll lose some yardage there. It's 5 yards. No,
we have 29 seconds left in the half. 29 seconds.
Put that back to the 24. I didn't think intentional grounding was a 10-yard penalty, but apparently it is. They usually lose it down with intentional grounding too, but the stick still says third down. Barta's going to look to throw it deep. He's got Gustav. Gustav gets around one guy, another one. He's off the rail. Oh, there's a block in the back. Gustav down to the 20.
Pass complete to Gustav. 6 seconds left on the
Gustav took that down inside the 30. Not inside the 30, about the 34-yard line. But we will have a penalty against St. Mary's.
In the back against St. Mary's. First and 10 from the 3-yard line.
Let's just do oops.
6 seconds left in the clock. And the clock is winding.
Lumberjacks with a pass. Incomplete.
They just get the last play on.
And that'll be the end of the first half. St. Mary's trail.
With the Timberlake Tigers leading
20-19. We'll be back.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record pick up copies today. The name says it all. Taco Valley. What is it you may have? It's the best taco truck in town. I do favorite taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco Valley, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from Triple X. Taco Valley has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco Valley, located across the street from Triple X in St. Mary's. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjack!" If you know which side of a saw cuts wood and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Fall is coming and, of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. Triple X Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. Triple X Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, Triple X Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer block. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's today.
And now it's time for our Senior Spotlight. Our Senior Spotlight features Zach Soten. And it's time for our Senior Spotlight. And today's senior, we have Zach Peaches Soten. Well, I guess I just gave away one of the questions. Anyways, Zach, thanks for talking with us.
Yeah.
So, Zach, what sports do you play?
Football, wrestling, and track.
Okay, which one is your favorite? Why?
Probably track. It's just, I don't know. It's not as stressful. I get to hang out with my friends more.
As a big physical guy like you, I would have thought wrestling or football, but
Yeah.
always a twist in some of these answers sometimes. What has playing sports taught you?
Just discipline, and that sometimes you need to lose to get better.
What's your favorite thing about playing sports?
Probably being with my friends and my team.
What's one of your least favorite things?
Definitely the conditioning.
It's probably in track, definitely.
More wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Let's see here. What do you have a favorite pro sports team and a favorite player?
No, not really into sports. Like watching them.
Like playing them, but not really.
No. Yeah.
What are your goals this year on and off the field field? Or track?
Probably making state. Definitely in football.
As you guys know, this was
Senior Spotlight, we've got Zach Soten. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more.
It's the kid in grade school who paints their face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountant and salesman who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Now we're here with our senior spotlight. We've got Zach Soden. Zach, what are your plans after high school?
I'm going to the military, the Army, trying to get into a trade there, and then after that, I'm going to go into line work like my dad and my brother.
Cool. What is your favorite subject in school?
Probably history or government.
Who's somebody that you look up to?
Definitely my dad.
He's also a little taller than you.
He is a little bit taller, a little bit bigger.
Do your teammates have a nickname for you?
Peaches.
How did you get that nickname?
Well, I guess Aiden's dad, Doug, my hair was all crazy when I got off the mat when I was little. He said, "You look like that elephant from Ice Age." Peaches? That's what they called me.
What would be your most memorable moment so far?
Probably my brother making the state finals.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anybody that you'd like to thank?
Aiden and Dennis and my coach Harvey and definitely Josh. Just love that guy.
All right. Well, we've been talking with Zach Soden for our senior spotlight. Zach, we want to wish you luck through the rest of your high school career and beyond. And thank you for talking with us.
Thank you.
This has been our senior spotlight. It was Zach Soden. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with more.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options. From acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groove Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's the gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop for your bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you can think of.
We have
Rock
Princess
minerals,
and
specialty food, knives, handcrafted soaps and lotions. There really is too much to list.
And the
Stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for, your homecoming queen and king for St. Mary's High School 2025. Queen is Kaylin Boyette, and king is Mr. Brock Barda. Congratulations to all of the court, and I might say, having taught all of these kids,
These are a great representation of our community. Congratulations to everybody. Parents, if you want to meet your kids down by where the ambulance is, you may take pictures. Once again, give it up for your king and queen and all the court. Thanks again to St. Mary's Golf Course for the loan of the carts.
Hello there. Okay, let's see here. So my field mic was at least on. I didn't realize the commercials had stopped running. That was oops. So let's get you let's get. Hey, they got the clock on. The scoreboard tonight's just been all over the place. It's been a weird night. It is halftime. St. Mary's trails 20-19 to the Tigers, and it is homecoming night. Peggy's Place, congratulations to them as they won the Golden Axe. That was the battle between businesses for showing their school spirit over the week of homecoming. I think I heard the seniors won all the class competitions, and now we'll give you the homecoming royalty, starting with your Duke and Duchess. The Duke was Kyle Smith. The Duchess is Addison Crane. The Prince and Princess, Jack Barta is the Prince. The Princess is Cassia Ensign. And then your King and Queen for 2025 homecoming, Rock Barta, the King, and the Queen is Kaylin Boyette. And if things weren't even more goofed up tonight, I think my stats are off by a bit, and I'm not 100% sure. But we will give you what we have, at least for now. And hopefully I am just overthinking it, and they are actually closer to accurate. But I really don't think, I didn't think we'd thrown for that many yards tonight, and I didn't think we'd ran for that many yards just yet. So, we'll have to see what happens. We are using a new stat program. We had been using Huddle, and so I'm just filling this thing out. We're trying to get it working properly, but let's take a look at some team stats real quick and see if these are accurate, which I haven't found any mistakes or doubled up stats in the program anywhere. So from all intents and purposes, they look to be right, but we'll find out later on. Anyways, we have St. Mary's with 343 total yards in the first half, 207 yards for Timberlake, 234 passing yards for St. Mary's, 31 for Timberlake. Jack Barta, 13 of 22 throwing in the first half. No interceptions thrown by anybody. St. Mary's does have one turnover. They did fumble. We have 109 rushing yards on 20 attempts. The Tigers have 21 attempts for 176 yards rushing. And the penalties are not exactly accurate, so we're not going to look at those too closely. St. Mary's winning the time of possession. So if my stats are correct, we've got Jack Barta, 13 of 22 for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then we've got Aiden Yearout, 9 carries for 114 yards. And Chris Brousseau, 3 carries, 15 yards. Caden Morris, 2 for 12. And this is where things get kind of confusing for me because maybe it was just not noticed, but according to this, Isaiah Gustav has 4 catches for 118 yards. He only came in basically the second quarter, and that's the stat. That's the main stat that I'm not sure if is accurate is Isaiah Gustav's stat. So that's the only one I really have questions on. Brock Barta, I have for 5 catches for 61 yards. Jackson Harold, 2 for 46. Grayson DeLong, 1 for 7. Aiden Yearout, 1 for 2. Brock Barta with 2 touchdowns. Grayson DeLong with 1 touchdown for St. Mary's. The Tigers, I have Riker Brennan, 3 of 6 for 31 yards. And we have Mason Shively, 11 carries, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. Weston Herbert has 8 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Blake Smith with that 1 catch for 22 yards for the Tigers. And actually, Weston Herbert has 2 catches for 9 yards as well. And that's about it. Not a lot there for the stats. Cody Mitchell with 3 tackles unofficially. So yeah, it's really a simple stat rundown tonight. And if they're correct, St. Mary's has piled on some stats in that first half. it just, to me, it seems like Isaiah hasn't had that many yards up, and maybe there was a goof up in my input somewhere. So I'm going to take a look at that in this next break and see if I can figure it out. But we'll be back with more after this.
It's not just saving. It's preparing your kids for college, owning your tomorrow, and saying yes to that home, trip, or the next chapter. At P1FCU, we believe saving should work as hard as you do because every dollar you set aside is a step toward freedom. We're not just your credit union, we're your future's biggest fan. Explore better banking with P1FCU. Learn more at p1fcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary. When you think of PotlatchDeltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about PotlatchDeltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, PotlatchDeltic is more than some company in St. Mary. PotlatchDeltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high school or a summer job that could very well turn into a career, PotlatchDeltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank PotlatchDeltic for what they do and hope that you will also. PotlatchDeltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Got potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's an ox, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
And we are back. And some update. West Jefferson leads Grangeville 34-6. That's the final, actually. Bonner's Ferry leads Kellogg 49-7 in the half. And there's no update for the Orfino-Columbia game. And I did find a boo-boo in my stats, which I thought I would. I had a duplicate completion for Isaiah, so that took that off. So St. Mary's has 192 passing yards in the first half. That's more like it because St. Mary's has had some pretty big plays in the passing game. Just I knew that I didn't think Isaiah had quite that many yards already. So we got that all figured out for the most part. St. Mary's trails 20-19. The Tigers will get the first possession. So St. Mary's is going to need to come out and figure out that defense to get this second half going. St. Mary's needs to make a stop with Timberlake. The Tigers have been able to run the ball almost at will. I think the Tigers had one possession where they did not score. Well, maybe more than that now, but I think they had one towards the end as well. They punted, but St. Mary's defense needs to stiffen up on that run defense. They've been struggling a little bit with some tackling issues. Prinzado will kick off. Back to the Tigers, Valieras and Haynes. High, kind of a short kick. That's going to be fielded at the 15. And the Tigers looking for a hole up the middle. He's running with a wall. He's still on his feet.
Haynes with a good return past midfield.
Good Lord. Nice return by Haynes, and the Tigers will have great field position. Took a host of Lumberjacks to tackle him. He'll be into St. Mary's territory. 46-yard line of St. Mary's is where the Tigers will start. 39-yard return by Haynes. Then two made the tackle. They got the scoreboard up and working. Tigers with one receiver, two running backs in the backfield. Brennan takes the snap. He looks to throw. He's going to go deep. Got some hand fighting. And the receiver tries to sell the contact. He's not going to get the call. Brock Barta, good coverage by Brock.
Barta on the coverage.
And they were both battling back and forth, hand fighting. That brings up 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. It's a good play call there. As they've been running the ball at will for the most part. So you come out, see if St. Mary's is going to be lulled to sleep and really play that run game and take a shot down the field. One receiver to the near side. Brennan takes hands it off. That's going to be the number 8 of Herbert, and Herbert gets around a couple of guys, and it's going to take Ear out to tackle him in just outside the 30-yard line.
First and 10 Tigers.
Down to the 31. St. Mary's having trouble stopping the run game here of the Tigers. Quarterback Brennan comes over to the sideline every snap to get his play call from his coach. I don't think I was able to get to it in my pregame, but this is a classic trap game. You've got an 0-4 team coming in. They've got nothing to lose. One receiver, man in motion, handoff. This is Shively, finding room to run. He's going to be brought down after a short game.
Shively on the carry for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. Will be 2nd and 4.
He'll be brought down by Mitchell. Give him a 5-yard pickup.
Mitchell.
2nd and 5 for the Tigers. See if St. Mary's can get that defense stiffened up here. This time the wide receiver splits to the top of the formation. 2 running backs, takes the snap, hands off, coming near side. Again, the over pursuit into the backfield is also hurting St. Mary's. Herbert takes that all the way down to about the 11. Amato makes the tackle. That'll be down to the 7-yard line. Amato Stewart makes the tackle, and again, you had good pressure in the backfield, but the Lumberjacks overrunning that were the running back. They're getting too deep into the backfield. Same formation for the Tigers. Threatening to score. Handoff, double handoff this time. That was number 3, Valieres. He'll pick up a yard or so there. I think it was Russell Brousseau with the tackle. 2nd and goal for the Tigers. Ball on the 5. Again, same formation. 1 receiver at the top for the Tigers. That's Haynes. 2 running backs in the backfield. Brennan in the pistol takes the snap. Hands it off. No, he's going to keep it. He pulls it out, and he's going to take it around the edge. Quarterback keeper. And again, he waits until the last second. That's good. Good work with the ball there as far as holding on to that to the last second before Brennan pulls it out. And the Tigers will be up 26-19 over St. Mary. Tigers going to go for 2. They want to make it a 2-possession game with this possession. $9:39 to go in the 3rd. Tigers take the opening possession of the 2nd half down and score. Started with great field position. Brennan takes the snap. Hands it off to Haynes, and looks like he's going to have a wide open lane to that left side, and it'll be good for Herbert.
28-20 Tigers.
The Tigers take the lead 28-19 over St. Mary's with 9:39 to go in the 3rd.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction.
And the Tigers will kick off. Shively, I believe it is. Lumberjacks set to return. Gustav and Barta and Brousseau. No, that is not Shively. That is Herbert to kick off. They've done a little bit of everything different here. Oh, they're trying that onside kick again. Falling on it for the Lumberjacks is Stewart.
St. Mary's will start the ball about the 47-yard line.
No return. That's where St. Mary's will start. 1st and 10 on their own 47. Lumberjacks need to put a drive together here. They started off hot. Man, they came out, got a stop, or came out, scored in the first possession, got a stop on the Tigers' first possession. St. Mary's will score on that possession. Then Tigers have been on a roll since then offensively. 1 receiver top, 1 bottom. Lumberjacks in the I formation. Barta under center. Gonna hand it off to Year Out. Year Out finds a crease.
Year Out on the lead play. Picks up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5, Jack.
That 5-yard pickup. Gonna take that across the 50. Down to the 48 of Timberlake. 2nd and 5. A couple of things that have hurt St. Mary's as well was a couple of the guys. There's only been 2 bad snaps today, but both of those, one of them was recovered actually as a fumble by the Tigers. The other one was just a bad snap that pushed St. Mary's way back. One receiver top, one bottom. Under center again is the Lumberjacks. High formation. Going to take the handoff, or the snap. Going to fake the handoff. Barda's going to fake the throw. Now he's going to take off the sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at almost the 45.
He's going to pick up about 2 yards. It'll be third and about 3 or 4 yards.
3rd and 3 for the Lumberjacks. Actually, going to be about 3rd and. Oh no, they just hadn't moved the sticks yet. So 3rd and about a long 3 yards up to the Timberlake 46. One receiver top, one bottom. Barda again under center. High formation behind him. Hand it off to Year Out. Ooh, Year Out runs into a crowd.
Year Out might have been tackled for a lot there on the lead play. It's going to be 4th
and about 3 with no gain on that one for Year Out. St. Mary's huddled up, going to go for it here. 4th and 4. 4th and a long 3, short 4. 4 receiver set for the Jacks. High snap. Barda has to get on it. He's going to be sacked. I'm not going to call that a sack. I'm going to call it a bad snap.
Before he gets out, he's going to be sacked for a loss. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers.
That ball came out hot. And the Tigers have great field position. 40, we're going to call it the 48 of St. Mary's, and that's where the Jacks will take over. The Tigers take over. Lumberjack defense needs definitely to get a stop here. This time the Tigers come out with a 4 receiver set. Going to look to throw. One thing I'm surprised to see the Tigers do was to go into a passing look.
It'll be 2nd and 13.
Will Durham with the sack.
Our 50-50 drawn. We didn't get it done at halftime, so we'll do it right now.
And that really kind of surprises me to see Timberlake come out. The run has been just working so good for them that time they came out and spread it out with 4 wide receivers, and they were going to try to throw. Well, one thing I think St. Mary's should be known for this year is their QB pressures. And they're coming out again with another 4 receiver look, 3 to the near side, 1 to the top. 1 running back in the backfield. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to be met in the backfield.
Nice play met initially by Morris and number 56 and Mitchell. The 1-yard loss is going to be 3rd and 13.
Going to give that to Durham and I believe Kurserick. William Kurserick was in there on that tackle. 3rd and about 14 for the Tigers. St. Mary's defense playing tough right now. Down 28-19 to the Tigers. 3rd quarter. 6:40 to go. Tigers with a 4 receiver look. They're going to throw again. The quarterback's able to evade pressure at first. And a pass, the coverage gets away from him, and it's going to be complete. I don't know why the coverage for St. Mary's wasn't on him. It'll be a 1st down for the Tigers. He just got into a little open void, and there was defenders on both sides of him, but nobody really on him. It'll be a 1st down to the 21-yard line. DeLong makes the tackle. Those defenders, I felt, had plenty of time to try to get in front of him and make it, maybe knock that down or intercept it. Just a little slow in reacting to that throw being in the air so long. 1 receiver to the top, back to their wing T look. Going to get the snap, handoff, going to the right side. Herbert finds some room. We're going to get a flag.
A penalty on the play. It looks like a face mask on the Lumberjack.
St. Mary's will get called for face mask there as Herbert ran that up the middle. Didn't see who had the tackle. That'll give the Tigers 3 yardage. Call it 5 yards. Into play. The ball is marked at the 10. First and goal for the Tigers. And the quarterback is going to be sacked, I think, by Jackson Harrell. I was trying to get my stat worked right, and that will be back to the 25-yard line. What happened here? Why is it?
20-yard line.
Oh, that's right. They're going to mark that at the 20. Brings up second and 11. Or second and it's goal. Second and goal from the 20. The snap. Looking to throw it. Just off the fingertips of the receiver. That is Haynes.
Third and goal from the 20.
Barta in coverage that time. Brock Barta, third and goal. I don't know why it's not going to goal, but it should. Just under 5 to play in the third quarter. Again, St. Mary's trailed by 2 scores, 28-19. Third and goal from the 20 for the Tigers. 4 receivers set, looking to throw again, pressured. Brennan is going to be bumped by his own guy. He's still getting away, and he's still getting away. Gets away from another Lumberjack, and he's going to go out of bounds.
Borders gets a couple of yard gain, but I think he ran next to 100.
He might have scrambled for a couple of yards. St. Mary should have had him sacked for about another 15 yards back, but Brennan, some good shifty moves to get out of the line of fire. Fourth and goal from the 18 for the Tigers. St. Mary's, all they have to do here is keep them from getting into the end zone. One receiver to the near side. Brennan takes the snap, hands it off. No, it's a keeper. It'll be caught by number 3. That is Valieres. It'll be captured by Stewart.
And it'll be first and 10 Lumberjacks deep in their own territory.
St. Mary's going to start, looks like inside their own.
First and 10 from the 7-yard line.
First and 10 from the 7, it looks like. Give Amato Stewart the tackle there. And the Lumberjacks have first and 10. St. Mary's comes out with a 4-receiver look. Barta going to look to throw. Going deep and looking for Gustav. Just overthrows it. Second and 10 for Lumberjacks from their own 7. Marcus Speakman heads off. I don't know if he had an issue with his helmet or something, but he heads to the sideline. St. Mary's spreads it out again. 2 receivers to each side. Barta looking to throw. Has Brock down and cross. I believe it's a first down. Very close to a first down. Will be the first down.
First down.
17-yard or 10-yard pickup almost exactly. St. Mary's 1st and 10 at their own 17. Two receivers near side, two top. Barta with the handoff this time. Running into the meat of that Timberlake defense. A year out. I think he might have got that to about the 20. Might have been 3-yard pickup, actually. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Lumberjacks.
2nd and 7 for the Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks with a 4-receiver set, 2 top, 2 bottom. Barta takes a snap. Going to go deep to Gustav. Gustav trying to find his guy, and
passed out of reach of Gustav.
A lot of contact there, but it was both ways, incomplete. Good coverage by the Tigers. Trying to get Gustav to use some of that track speed that he has to outrun the defender. Just couldn't get any separation from him. Brings up 3rd and 7. Offensive line doing a good job protecting Barta, giving him time to throw. St. Mary's goes to a 3-receiver look, fakes the handoff. Barta looks to his left, throws it out to Speakman. That's going to be tipped up and out of bounds. I think it was Speakman or it was DeLong.
4th and 7.
I'm not sure if that was Speakman or DeLong, but it's incomplete. It'll be 4th and long for the Lumberjacks. Can't see St. Mary's going for it this deep in their own side of the field. Grayson Long will line up to punt. Oh. That snap's going to go out of the back of the end zone. Bad snap all the way into the end zone. It'll end up being a safety.
The Lumberjacks will kick off from the 30-yard line to Timberlake.
Well, that'll give the Tigers 2 more points on top. It was not blocked. It was just a safety on a bad snap. 3:18 to go in the 3rd. Things go from bad to worse for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks now down by still 2 scores. It's 11-point deficit, I think. And now the Lumberjacks have to free kick to the Tigers. Lumberjacks have confusion on who's supposed to be out there. Oh, they got to get a ball to Prinzado. Prinzado will kick off for the Lumberjacks here from their own 20 this time. Got to remember, too, a new snapper. I don't know if Dylan Gentry's used to snapping all the way back to the punter, so that was probably something new. Deep kick by Prinzado. Fielded at the 34. Tigers have a good return again. Across the Lumberjack side of the field. They'll be at the 45 of St. Mary's. It was returned by 4, and we have a flag. It was returned by Haynes. And a penalty.
The flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Timberlake will push it back 15 yards.
Timberlake will get it unsportsmanlike on that one. Timberlake played pretty clean today as far as penalties are concerned.
Take over 1st and 10 from the 40.
Oh, wait, yeah, they'll be all the way back to their own 40, so the penalty costs them pretty good field position. Timberlake will be 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. 3:10 to go in the third. The score is 30-19 in favor of Timberlake. Timberlake has one receiver to the top. Quarterback Brennan in the pistol takes the snap, spins around, hands it off.
Counter play there. He's going to go for about 3 yards. Tackled by number 23, you're out.
Pickup of a few. We got a Lumberjack player shaken up on the play. You're out with the tackle. Not sure which Lumberjack that is just yet. 2:57 to go in the third. 30-19 St. Mary's trails. We'll take a quick break.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
And we are back. The injured player for the Lumberjacks was down. Was Caden Morris. He gets some help off the field. He's had a tough go this season. Banged up his wrist in a game early in the season. Now it looks like a leg injury of some sort. We hope that he's okay. Hope that he is actually able to return to action. Tigers are 2nd and 7 with 2:56 to go in the third. 30-19 they lead. One receiver to the top. Brennan in the pistol takes the snap, hands it off to Shively. Shively going to the right. We get a flag, so that'll probably come back.
Flag on the play as Shively runs the sweep on the left side.
Does get a few yards. That penalty flag is in the area. I don't worry about who the tackle was. That penalty flag is in the area of a hold.
Yeah, holding against Timberlake.
And it is.
10 yards on the play, but it'll remain second down.
It'll be 2nd down and 17 for the Tigers.
It'll be 2nd and about 18.
So the Tigers break the huddle after the penalty. Up to the line of scrimmage, one receiver near side. Everybody else in tight. 2 running backs in the backfield. Brennan in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off. Nope, it's going to be a throw. It's caught. Wide open was Valieres. He's going to get across to the 45, tackled by Brock Sparta.
Number 3 for about a 15-yard gain. 3rd and 5 from 45.
About a 12-yard pickup. Brock Barta made the tackle, brings up, no, it is not 1st and 10. Third and 6. 3rd and 6. Tigers with a snap, looking to run it up the middle. Big hole opens up, and Shively's off to the races. He's down across the 40 into Lumberjack territory, down to the 36-yard line.
First and 10, Timberlake.
St. made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's having a hard time with this run game of the Tigers. One and a half to go in the third. Tigers driving, first and 10. Lumberjack 36-yard line. Gonna get that handoff again up the middle. This time it's the number 13, I think. I don't have a 13 on my roster for the Tigers. I don't think I have a 13 on any of their rosters.
Short game, second and 8. That's the first quarter.
Two-yard pickup. Didn't see who made the tackle again. One receiver to the top, none to the bottom for the Tigers. Brennan in the pistol. Second and 8. Motion, going to hand it off to number 3 of Valieras. He's going to try to get the outside, but no, he'll lose yardage. Tackled the backfield by Amato.
Stewart there. Loss of a play back to just about 3rd and 11.
3rd and about 11 for the Lumberjacks as the clock winds down here on the 3rd. Lumberjacks looking to get a stop defensively. One receiver to the top. See if the Tigers they are going to get the snap off. Going to be a throw this time. Brennan looking to get it to somebody. And it's incomplete. Almost caught. Good eyes by Brennan to find his receiver and all that covered. The intended receiver was number 85, Phelps. But it was incomplete. Getting pressure, I believe, was Mitchell, and that's the end of the third quarter. Lumberjacks trail 30-19 going into the fourth to the Timberlake Tigers. It is going to be 4th and 10 when we return for Timberlake.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's.
And we are here at Lumberjack Field, homecoming night, start of the fourth quarter. St. Mary's trails 30-19 to the Tigers. Tigers are 4th and 10 on their own, on the Lumberjack 36-yard line, 37-yard line. Lumberjacks need to stop here. They can't give up a first down. They've got to get a stop and get a score of their own. St. Mary's is 2 scores down to the Tigers. The Lumberjacks started off strong. Things have unraveled as the game has gone on. A couple of bad snaps, some turnovers, safety. Same formation for the Tigers. Going to fake the handoff, look to throw. A little bit of a screen play, and the defender, the running back, runs into his own receiver, or runs into one of his own blockers, and it's going to be incomplete. St. Mary's will take over 1st and 10. Lumberjacks will have the ball. Again, getting in there and hurrying the play was Mitchell. Kind of was supposed to be a screen play with a running back. And the intended receiver actually ran into one of his blockers, I think. So St. Mary's gets the stop. Lumberjacks, they've got a lot of time left, but in my opinion, St. Mary's really does need to score on this possession. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta in the shotgun, flanked by Yearout. Takes the snap, looks to throw, goes across the middle to Marcus Speakman, and that Speakman drops that one. Need to have those catches right there. That was a good route by Speakman to get open. He just let that ball get through his hands. Same formation for the Lumberjacks. 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks to throw. Going to go deep for Gustav. And Gustav makes the catch even through the contact. I'm surprised the flag didn't come out there on pass interference because there was a lot of contact. That ball was in the air, and the defender had his hands basically holding Gustav's arm. Doesn't get a call, but it's 1st and 10 on the catch down to 12. It's a 51-yard catch by Gustav. Same look for the Lumberjacks. The snap. Barta looking to throw. Nope, he's going to try to get back to the line of scrimmage and slide down.
2nd and 11.
Jack scrambled there. Lost a yard on the carry. Brings up 2nd and 11. 4 receivers set this time for St. Mary's. Well, it was 4 receivers last time too, but this time it's 2 top, 2 bottom. Snap to Barta, looks to throw. Going to look to the end zone, going to his brother. No, it just comes out.
The wheel route.
Nice throw, good coverage again by the Tigers. St. Mary's has not been able to get their guys loose. Every catch has been fairly well contested by Timberlake. I got to hats off to Timberlake's pass coverage. They've been in the Lumberjacks' hip pocket all night for the receivers. 3rd, about 12 for the Lumberjacks. Four receivers set, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom for the Lumberjacks. Barta in the pistol, or in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks for Gustav, and the coverage is there to break the play up. Good defense again there. Brings up 4th and 12 for St. Mary's. Tried that little slant route from Gustav, and again, the coverage just all over him. Lumberjacks receivers not getting a lot of separation. Four receiver set. Barta takes the snap, looks to throw. He's looking for his brother. No, that was incomplete, I believe, to Harold. Harold had his arms up looking for a pass interference call, not going to get it. And Lumberjacks turn it over on downs. Some good big plays right there for St. Mary's. Could not complete the drive. 6 plays, 50 yards. Couldn't cash it in. Lumberjacks running low on time here. 10:39 to go in the contest. The winless Tigers looking to spoil the Lumberjacks' homecoming. Brennan in the pistol. 2 running backs behind him. 1 receiver split to the top. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Again, too deep penetration by Mitchell. Mitchell has to come back to make the tackle. Ball is loose.
Looks like St. Mary's recovered.
I think the ball is out of bounds. I don't think St. Mary's recovers it.
It's going to be 1st and 10 Lumberjack.
Did they give it to St. Mary's? I don't know. That ball might have got out of bounds because I seen our coaches.
Looks like they're going to call him down. It'll be 1st down Timberlake.
Yeah, the ball went out of bounds before St. Mary's could get on it. That's what the reaction was from the coaches on the sideline. They were like, oh, we almost had the turnover. Got that ball stripped loose, but again, some over pursuit into the backfield by St. Mary's DN. There's going to be a handoff coming near side. This time, he's going to be wrapped up and taken down, is Herbert.
Tackle behind the play by Aiden Yearout. Going to be second and about 13 or 14 yards.
I don't think that was Yearout with the tackle, but we'll give it to him for now. Under 10 to go. St. Mary's needs to get the stop. Lumberjacks running out of time on the clock to make a comeback here. Down 2 scores. Turnover is what the Lumberjacks need here. One receiver near side. Brennan in the pistol takes the snap. Fakes handoff. He's going to look to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Being chased. Going to throw it. Incomplete. Intended for Haynes. That was one of those prime for the pickings there if the Lumberjack was in the right spot. And I'm not saying they were in the wrong spot, but it was just that was deflected up in the air. And if you would have had a St. Mary's guy right there to pick that off, he might have been able to return that. Oops, that was not right, but that's okay for now. So that brings up 3rd and long. Stops the clock for the Lumberjacks, at least, as far as the defensive side and having time on the clock. 1 receiver top, 1 to the bottom or 2 to the bottom for the Tigers. Actually, they're going to do a 4 set. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Brennan takes the snap, looking to throw. Flushed, escapes the pocket. He'll be down, tackled down.
Brennan will slip after about an 8-yard gain.
DeGravio.
4th and 7.
DeGravio and I know it was DeGravio. Trying to think of the other. I took a look at who was the other tackler, and I looked, tried to memorize the name real quick, and I forgot who it was. So we'll just go with Colin for now on that tackle. Brings up 4th and about 6 for the Tigers. They look like they're going to. They look like they're showing punt, but again, don't fall for it. You never know. Nope, they're not showing punt, actually. Snap, going to throw it. Flushed out, looking, trying to find somewhere to go. Lumberjack's chasing him. He's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be incomplete. I think it was uncatchable.
First and 10 Lumberjacks.
Intended for Valieras.
46-yard line.
Nate George in the coverage that time, and a whole host of St. Mary's guys putting pressure on the quarterback. St. Mary's will take over on downs. Again, I said it earlier, it was important last possession for St. Mary's to score, and they didn't do it. This time it's even more important. And they've got to kind of score fast, to be honest. 8:30 to go. Going to be a sweep out to the near side. Good blocking for Yearout. Gets the edge. Going to take it down across the 35 of the Tigers.
Lumberjack first down.
They're going to mark that ball at about the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for St. Mary's. Clock rolls. Lumberjacks probably need to go into a little bit more of a hurry up as well. I mean, you want to score fast at this point in the game. 2 receivers set this time. I formation. Sparta under center. Ball is on the ground. Bad snap.
Fumbled the snap there. Loss of about a yard.
Second 11 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks need to have some urgency, in my opinion. I know it's 8 minutes on the clock, but you really need to score quick. Of course, you do got all your timeouts, so if you can get a quick score and hold on to your timeouts. 2 receivers set for the Lumberjacks. Sparta under center takes the snap. Hands it off to Yearout. Yearout
keeps it up the
trying to work his way through the middle.
5-yard gain. 3rd and about 5.
The ball is marked just on the 29-yard line of Timberlake. 3rd and about 6. Third and 6. St. Mary's with 4 receivers set. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Shotgun formation for Barta. Takes the snap, looks to throw. He's got Gustav with the shoestring catch.
Gustav for a Lumberjack down.
Good job by Gustav going down and getting that. Ball put it to 19. Same formation. I don't think it's a flag. I think it's offsides. Going to get an offsides call on the Tigers. I thought somebody might have taken a timeout with the whistle, because I've never seen a flag coming. So 1st and 5 for St. Mary's, up to the 14-yard line. St. Mary's brings 4 receivers set, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Barta in the pistol. Takes the snap, looks to throw. Going to his brother. Oh, couldn't quite bring it in. He was wide open, Brock was. And he just kind of lost that ball, I think. Brings up 2nd and 5. It was a good throw by Jack. Brings up 2nd and 5 for St. Mary's. 3 receivers near side. 1 to the top of the formation. Barta in the pistol. Takes the snap. Looks to throw. Has Gustav. Stretches it out. Are they going to call it in? Touchdown, St. Mary's. Barta to Gustav. And the Lumberjacks cut it to a 1-possession lead. Lumberjacks don't need to go for 2 here, but they might. Well, they might go for 2 just because of the fact that if they do get a chance to try to kick a field goal to tie it up. So they're spreading everybody out for a wide receiver look. The snap to Barta. He's going to look to throw. Has his brother caught for the 2-point conversion.
For 27-30 with 6 minutes left to go in the ball game.
And the Lumberjacks trail by 3, 30-27. It was a 6-play, 47-yard drive for the Lumberjacks. Now the Lumberjacks defense has to come up with a stop again. We'll be back with 6:17 to go in the game.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Working at turn for that friendly hand of support, Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we are back. Santiago Prensado to kick off, and St. Mary's with plenty of time on the clock. They've just got to get a defensive stop now, either a turnover or just a force a punt. Force a 3 and out would be ideal for St. Mary's. Prensado to kick off. High kick. Take a bounce at the 20. Called 23. We'll call it no return, as Timberlake has to fall on that one, as it took kind of an odd bounce, and that's where the Tigers will start over. 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line, roughly. See if the Lumberjack defense can lock in here. Tigers come out with 1 receiver near side. Pistol formation for Brennan. 2 running backs in the backfield. Man goes in motion. Handoff up the middle. That man is going to find some room to run. Still on his feet. That's the number 33.
tore on the inside trap for about 15 yards.
And a big pickup on first down for the Tigers. Those guys are doing a good job of just finding a crease to run through. Even if it's not a very big crease. I didn't see who made the tackle. It took about 3 or 4 Lumberjacks bounced off of them. One receiver near side. Same formation for the Tigers. They've got the quarterback in the pistol. Handoff going the opposite direction. Herbert's going to be slung down by, I believe,
tackle made by 58 or so on the counter play. Pick up about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5, Timberlake.
I think the tackle, they said on the speaker, but I'll give it to Brousseau. I kind of think it was actually Durham, but I could be wrong. 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Lumberjacks need a stop. 5:20 and counting in the 4th. Lumberjacks trail by 3. Brennan takes the snap, hands it off. And Lumberjacks will get him in the backfield this time. DeGravio. DeGravio with the tackle.
5 minutes left to go in the ball game.
Lumberjacks that's about 3rd and 5. So St. Mary's needs to not jump off sides first off. And then they need to get a stop. I don't see the Tigers going for it on 4th down this far in their own field this late in the game. One receiver near side. Pistol formation for Brennan. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself. And he'll get the first down and get away from a couple of Lumberjacks. Yeah, that's such a dangerous formation when you can keep it and run it yourself or do whatever you want to. I mean, it's tough to defend this. And the Tigers pick up a first down into Lumberjack territory over to the 46-yard line of St. Mary's and get the first down. Didn't quite catch who made the tackle on that far side of the field. Again, Lumberjacks need a stop. They can't give up another first down, I don't think. One receiver near side. Man goes in motion. Handoff up the middle. That was Tor again, I believe. Picks up 9. 9
yards. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Lumberjacks are going to see their comeback attempt slip away from them here if they don't get a stop. Lumberjacks do have 3 timeouts, so if they have to start burning those, I'm sure they will to preserve time. One receiver near side. Tigers just wanting to just go smash mouth, I think. They're not going to throw the ball, I wouldn't expect. 2nd and short for the Tigers. Going to be a reverse to this near side. Coming through is Herbert. He'll pick up the first down inside.
That'll be another Timberlake first down on the carry by Herbert.
Down to the 28 or the 31 or 32-yard line of St. Mary's. Somebody made a good tackle there for the Lumberjacks, but I missed who it was. Tigers going to let the clock run here. They're not going to be in too big of a hurry. One receiver to the near side, Brennan in the pistol. Takes a look back at the clock, takes a look at the official, actually. Waiting to see when he needs to start his cadence. Snap, handoff. Herbert will be slung down this time at about the line of scrimmage.
Minimal gain.
Cody Mitchell with the tackle.
2:44 left.
Lumberjacks are going to take a timeout now. With 2:44 to go. St. Mary's trails 30-27 late in the game. Join us afterwards for our Talk About It player of the game. Still time on the clock, but Lumberjacks have to get that defense firing all cylinders right now. Being ahead this late in the 4th, I don't know if Timberlake would go for it. If St. Mary's forces them to 4th down, Timberlake might just opt to punt it. St. Mary's has got to hold them to 4th down first, though. They've done it a few times tonight, but they haven't been able to consistently stop the Tigers. Some of it's been some, I'm going to call kind of poor tackling, up high, arm tackling, trying to bring these guys down. It's actually 2nd and 10. They didn't get no yardage really on that last play. 2nd and 10 on the 33 of St. Mary's. One receiver to the near side. Brennan in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off. Nope, he's going to keep it. Brings it near side. We got a flag, and that'll help St. Mary's. It should help St. Mary's. Not going to worry about the tackler because the play essentially didn't happen. That'll move the ball back to about the 42-yard line, 43. So St. Mary's, you get a gift from the Tigers right there. St. Mary's, you need to take advantage of it. 2nd and 20. Tigers are going to run the clock. They can take about 30 seconds off the clock. That's the only bad thing. Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. They can get this thing down to about 2 minutes left with this snap. Brennan in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off. It's to Herbert.
Herbert on the counter.
Herbert will be brought down after a short game.
St. Mary's is going to call a timeout.
I think it was Brousseau with the tackle.
It'll be 3rd down at about 16, 17 yards to go.
Timeout taken by St. Mary's. 2:11 to go. 3rd and long for the Timberlake Tigers. St. Mary's trails 27-30. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see if St. Mary's can get the Tigers to 4th down. It'll be interesting to see what Timberlake opts to do. I mean, if they get a big chunk and it's 4th and short right here, 4th and 2, maybe you go for it. Salt the game away. If it's 4th and long, you punt and hope to pin the Jacks deep, make them have to drive 90 yards on a minute and a half. I mean, I don't think the Tigers will throw it here, but then again, that could be something you got to look out for as a defense. Brennan in the pistol, 2 running backs behind him, shifting his line, 2 guys off the end of his line to the far side now. Takes the snap, hands it off. Herbert finding some room to run. He's going to be gone. He's off the races. 1st down, Timberlake.
On the counter play.
No laundry on the field, and it'll be down to the 15. Big play by the Tigers. That one could just about salt this away for them. 1st and 10 for Timberlake. St. Mary's just has not stopped. St. Mary's burns their last time out with 2:01 to go. Lumberjacks on defense. Not saying this to like call them out or anything like that, or saying to try not to be a negative on St. Mary's right now, but the tackling has really hurt them tonight, and in a couple of other games as well. St. Mary's has had some trouble wrapping guys up, and on occasion gives up some big plays that way. I mean, not taking anything away from Timberlake. They're a good, powerful running team. It's a tough offense to try to stop. I mean, obviously. So Timberlake comes out in that same formation. And Timberlake's just going to kneel it down. Tigers looking like they might get their first win of the season. 2nd and 15 as they move that ball back off of the kneel down. Well, a couple of bad snaps hurt St. Mary's tonight. some troubles tackling tonight has hurt St. Mary's. A few things there. I think they could have overcome some of that with if they wouldn't have had those couple of bad snaps. They had the one snap that gave the Tigers the ball back on a fumble, basically. The one that ended up in the end zone is a safety. So those are just a few things that hurt St. Mary's tonight. The offense, when they were moving the ball well. Defense, they were just kind of up and down with their stops this evening. So that's kind of a big reason for the game tonight. Missed tackle. Timberlake going to get their first win tonight. Congratulations to the Tigers. 1-4 on the season. St. Mary's is going to drop to 3-3 on the year. And we'll take a break. We'll come back and give you a look at some stats. And we'll also give you our talk about it, player of the game.
Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood is a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports. For all of your road building, site preparation needs, call Mitchell Excavation, 208-245-1160. Whether ditch digging for plumbing and electrical or home site preparation, Mitchell Excavation is the place to call. That's Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood, 208-245-1160. Mitchell Excavation says, go Lumberjack!
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back. The Lumberjacks fall the Tigers here on homecoming night by a final score of 30-27. Tough night for the Lumberjacks. Again, there's a few miscues on the snaps on offense. There was some missed tackles on defense and some big runs by Timberlake. Timberlake came out, played very physical, and Timberlake, my hat's off on the Tigers for their pass coverage and the way they were right into the hip pocket of Lumberjack receivers. St. Mary's had to make some very tough catches tonight. So, again, hats off to the Timberlake Tigers. St. Mary's, according to my stats, 19 first downs. The Tigers were 25. St. Mary's 50% on third down conversions, 6 of 12. The Tigers were 8 for 14. St. Mary's 2 of 5 on third downs. Tigers 2 for 4. St. Mary's put up a total of 407 yards. The Tigers with 424. 277 yards passing for the Jacks, 85 passing for the Tigers. Rushing, the Tigers 339 yards. St. Mary's weakness this year has been the run defense. They've given up some big games to some running teams. 130 yards rushing for the Lumberjacks. Penalties not exactly accurate. 4 for 29 yards for the Lumberjacks, 5 for 50 for the Tigers. St. Mary's had one turnover on a fumble, and the Lumberjacks could not get any turnovers from Timberlake. Looking at the Tigers' stats individually, Riker Brennan, 6 of 15 for 85 yards. Weston Herbert had 20 carries, 168 yards, and a touchdown. Mason Shively, 14 carries, 135 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And those are two main guys that they get a lot of carries in their stats. Joe Torr had 24 yards, Riker Brennan 13 yards. Receiving-wise, Billy Valieras had 54 yards on 3 catches. Blake Smith had 22 yards on 1 catch. And that's about it there as far as stats that are important. Lumberjacks, Jack Barta, pretty nice night as far as the stats are concerned. Scoreboard didn't end up the way he wanted to see it, but 16 of 33 for St. Mary's, 277 yards for Jack with 4 touchdowns. Aiden Yearout, 14 carries, 141 yards on the night, so a pretty solid night for him, if that should be pretty accurate. Isaiah Gustav, 6 catches, 151 yards and a touchdown. Brock Barta, 6 catches, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jackson Harold had 2 catches for 46 yards. Grayson DeLong, 1 catch for 7 yards and a touchdown. Aiden Yearout had 1 for 2. Marcus Speakman didn't have a catch tonight, targeted 4 times on the evening. And that's really it. Unofficial defensive stats, Cody Mitchell with 5 tackles. Jackson with 3, Aiden with 3, Russell with 3. Again, those are unofficial. We will clean those stats up in our post-game video review. But I think I'm going to go with our player of the game. Isaiah came in late in the second quarter. 6 catches, 151 yards and a touchdown. Some of those catches were very tough, highly contested catches. So Isaiah Gustav, the Taco About It player of the game for tonight against the Timberlake Tigers. That's going to do it for us. We'll have some maybe Boise State and Vandal football on the air tomorrow night. It'll be back to back. The Vandals or the Boise State, I think, plays like 4 something, and the Vandals play at 7. So we might be able to get both games on the air tomorrow night. Might be a long night of football, but hey, got to get some Boise State action on the air. St. Mary's Falls, 30-27 to the tough Tigers team, and well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for tuning in to another broadcast of High School Sports on KOFE 1240 AM St. Mary's, your home for high school sports broadcast. We want to take a moment to thank our sports broadcast sponsors and hope that you'll do the same. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Until next time, have a great rest of your day.